something and turn it off.
So 1 and 2, I hope by this point in the semester you can figure out what to put.
Yeah. Okay. Number 3, I got number 3.
That's what I got.
Maybe.
It was the only thing that made sense to me. I couldn't remember exactly because I couldn't open the book, but it was the only thing that made sense to me in the fact that if we don't know what B0 and B1 are, then we can't say greater than or less than or whatever. It's going to be equal to or not equal to.
Yeah.
There's my mental deduction of how I got the answer.
Okay. Question 4, I also got number 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, number 5, I got number 1.
Yep.
Problems use the math self-efficacy.
Okay, and I'm thinking number 6 is also number 1, but I think that the second one applies as well. The third one doesn't because not all of them are negative, but when I did a scatter plot of the data,
Did you say for number 6?
it went up. Yeah. But maybe it's
You
just
just have to second opening up some Excel sheets.
Oh, yeah. See, if you don't sort it, then it's all sorts of crazy. Okay. Well, then I guess number 1 really is the only answer because the linear pattern is just kind of everywhere.
Negative 40 was negative 40 and 25.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
Wait, so what's
I mean,
happening?
it's close.
Okay,
It's
so
like
we're
30
still on number 6, right?
and change. Yeah.
I'd almost say it's the second one, just because if you put it into the quantitative inferences, it does create a linear pattern. But there are residuals greater than 25.
Really?
Yeah, if you look at cell E12, if you just plug in the information, the explanatory variable is 52, and then the residual is 25.948.
Okay, wait, hold on.
You guys have to sort these by lowest to greatest?
I did, and I got
I didn't even sort it.
23.42 as my high, and my low is negative 38.20.
I got, for explanatory, I have a 4.34 explanatory with a negative 23. Why did it, that doesn't look like it's sorted at all.
See, I didn't even sort mine. I literally just copied the information over.
Yeah, well, I copied the information over and I'm looking at the residuals, but I'm not seeing, you said in cell E12?
Yeah, hold up. I copied the wrong data sheet.
Yeah, I was going to say, for me, E12 is 5.
Yeah, 5.22.
Yeah, I copied the crocodile one over because I have that one open as well. Okay, then yes, because that definitely looks like a megaphone to me.
So,
Yeah, so I'd say it's the first one.
Okay, so number
I
6
agree with
is
you guys.
number 1. Okay.
Yeah. It's funny how when you copy the right data over, it looks different.
Okay, based on the QQ plot for the residuals, what can you say? I found it if I sort the number, if I sort it, smallest to lowest, and then make the Q plot. It makes kind of like a linear, going from left to right, but kind of in a fairly upward growth. But if I do it without sorting, then it's kind of all over the place.
So which one are you sorting? The confidence rating mean or the score?
I had the residuals because it's asking
you
about
sorted
the residuals.
So how did you, hold up a second, because how did you sort the residuals? Because mine, when I tried to do it on the homework, on the preparation assignment, it like wouldn't let me.
I just copied it and then created a new Excel spreadsheet and pasted it in there and have been dinking with it over there.
Gotcha. So you literally just.
And then sorted it and then created a Q plot.
Okay. So even without sorting it in the Excel spreadsheet, in the quantitative inferences procedure, it's still semi-linear. It's just kind of megaphone based where it's a little fatter on the right side and thinner on the left side. Even then it's linear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are your thoughts, Taylor?
Still, so I'm going into and selecting series 1, and I'm changing the data that I'm selecting.
Yeah, because even if you add a trend line into the quantitative inferences procedures chart, it's linear.
Yeah, so what I did was I took the that doesn't look right. Why does that not look right? That looks more correct.
So I'm feeling like it's the second one, number 7. The residuals are fairly normal. But that's only if you sort the data. If you don't sort it, then the scatter plot is kind of everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing as well. Or that's what I'm seeing right now, and I don't have it sorted.
See, I don't have mine sorted, and it doesn't exactly look everywhere. Let's see if I can share my screen real quick. Oh, never mind. Oh, wait, I can do this. Hold up a second.
I can share my screen, and we can see if yours looks similar to what I've got.
Okay.
So this one right here, this is what my residuals look like.
Nope. Mine do not look like that.
Okay. It may also be because I have my, what's it called?
So here's what, let's see if I can position this camera. There's what mine looks like.
Do you have your categories in the right columns?
I don't. I have my, I think my residuals are the first. Maybe. Hang on, it's not letting
Because
me.
the explanatory variable should start with 4.34 and the response variable should start with 50.
Let's see.
Yeah. I think I need to do it. Because I messed up my thing.
So the explanatory should start with 50 and the response should start with 4.34. So you said?
No,
Or is it the opposite?
explanatory should be 4.3 or 4.34 over here, and then response should be 50. You see, this is what it comes up with on the one, but then when I go over to my two, that I created that I'm just dinking with, that's what I get in my scatter plot if I don't sort the residuals.
Even then, go back to the other one. Even then, that's basically what I got, slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually fairly. Actually, that is what I got. That's
Experience
actually
rate
pretty
is
fairly
confidence
linear.
rating mean, and the score is the response, right?
Yeah, the score should be response and the confidence is explanatory. So even if without sorting the whole thing altogether, the scatter plot that it creates, I agree, is also fairly normal. Because it still is kind of more hot dog shaped and has upward motion. So
Matter if the 43 matches up with the one that it's next to, or do they? I'm assuming yes, actually, now that I think about what I just said.
okay.
Yeah, see, it didn't even really change my trend line when I did switch them around. It didn't actually change too much. It's still fairly linear. I'd just say the second one and we'll see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. So. Okay.
I think the first one, because there is a linear relationship between X and Y.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can do more. Given the scatter plot, residuals, and the QQ plot, which of the 5 assumptions about linear regression are satisfied by this data?
Okay, so there is a linear relationship. QQ plus versus. I'm not sure that the second one is, because it says points in the QQ plot are close to the line, and they're not. They're fairly spread out.
Yeah.
That's my feeling on that one.
Which one? The
second one, what says the variance of the error term is consistent.
It's constant.
Constant.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right there.
There's no megaphone shape. I'm looking at the chart. It says constant variance, how to check it, a residual plot, and what you hope to see. No megaphone shape in the residuals. Well, I guess there isn't a megaphone, so maybe that.
Hi. Pretty good.
It would be. Okay, the residuals are normally distributed. The X values are measured without error.
Yeah, once you organize the residuals, it kind of gives you a pretty good line.
Okay. So we're checking the top 3, if I'm understanding correctly. Are we going to check any of the others?
I was thinking the first and the third. I don't know about the second.
Yeah, that's true.
Because even with the residuals organized, it's not a straight line.
True.
It looks something like this.
But as I read the chart, it said what we're hoping to see in order to count that requirement as met, to have that constant variance, is that there is no megaphone shape in the residuals. That's what we want to see. So if there was a megaphone, then we could not check it. But since there is no megaphone shape, we can check it.
Okay. The X values are measured without error. What does that mean?
Yeah, I love this. How to check cannot be checked directly. Well, then how the heck am I supposed to know?
Yeah. Observations are independent.
Also says cannot be checked directly. Knowing the value of one of the y's tells you nothing about any other point.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. It's like, well, thanks. So how do I look at that?
Yeah, I'm like, so
I'd
this
say just go with the top 3 and we'll find out what's wrong.
Okay. Okay, so number 9. I got 12.695.
Yep.
Okay. Number 10. Confidence interval for B1. Okay. So then the lower bound is the 10.674. And the upper would be the 14.715. Is that what you have as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you with us, Taylor?
No.
Okay, where are you?
So I was still trying to get the data like organized, and I think I did, but no idea. The scatter plot just still looks weird. But the B1 estimate for the slope would be the 12.695.
Mm-hmm.
Was that where you guys were at, or were you guys
Yeah.
even farther? Okay.
We just did 10 and 11, so it's just reading the numbers off the same sheet you're on.
Okay.
So what do you need to know about organizing the data? What do you need?
I don't know if it looks right. Am I supposed to do the residuals from smallest to biggest, or am I supposed to do the explanatory variables from smallest to biggest? Like, I would assume the explanatory variables, because that's the one that goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then goes the numbers. But I don't know.
Well, for the residuals plot, obviously it's the residuals.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Hey, Jacob.
how's it going?
It's
Pretty
going
good. Glad you could join.
Yeah, sorry I'm late.
You're good.
Yeah, it just doesn't give any like specific shape to it. Like, mine's just I don't know if that's what you guys got, but mine's just like a big massive jumble of a big bowl of wibbly wobbly whiny points.
Yeah. Once you organize the residuals plot, it actually gives you a pretty straight line. Well, not straight. There's some curves at the ends, but it gives you a decent line.
That's true. I do have it the wrong. Smallest to largest. Custom. So the X value would be the residuals, correct? And then the Y value would be the other stuff.
Yeah. I think so.
Okay, wait a second. Has anybody else opened up the crocodile data file yet?
Yep.
Okay, mine's screwed up. There we
What do
go.
you mean?
Okay. Sorry for the
No, you're good.
barking. Well, somehow I had copied it, and so both columns were the same data. I'm like, wait, no, this can't be right.
Yeah.
Shh, Moab, hush.
Nice. The dog is named Moab.
Awesome.
Yep, his name is
Um,
Moab, and his sister's name is Belay,
That's
because we're rock climbers. So
what you guys do.
the
Yep.
What's it called? For number 10, the lower bound would be what's in cell K18, right? The 91.139.
No. So we're looking at the confidence interval for the slope B1.
Oh, okay. So then that means it would be 10.674.
Yes. Do you need us to go over the first answers, Jacob?
Yeah, I was just kind of catching up to where you guys were at. Just kind of.
Oh, you're good. So what did you get for number 3?
I haven't even gone through it yet.
Oh, okay.
And that's fine. I'll just go where you guys are going from, and then I can figure everything out.
If you want, we can go over it at the end as well.
Cool.
So we're up to question 12. Some of this you're going to have to open up the math self-efficacy, and then we can help you figure out up until 12 off of that, from 6 to 12 or whatever it is.
Perfect.
I would say fail to reject, right? Because it's so high. Sorry, what'd you say, Sandy?
oh, sorry, I forgot I had me on mute, so the dog wasn't barking.
Good. Is that what you got as well?
Yeah, sorry,
Oh, no, you're good.
gotta engage my brain here.
So it'd be the fourth option.
Yeah, that's what I put.
So question 13, it's between, I mean, if we reject the null, then it's going to be between options 2 and 4. Would it be option 4 because we're finding out that it's not 0? Or are we finding that it is 0? Confused on that.
Well, we failed to reject the null, and the null is saying that it is 0. So we want it to say that. Oh, you're right. So there is sufficient evidence to conclude that the slope of the regression line is 0 because we're not rejecting that it is 0.
Well, actually, for that question, it's saying for a hypothesis test, if you reject the null, what does it mean?
Then number 4.
So yeah, you're right. 4th. Yeah. I forgot about the whole null step. Head length would be the dependent variable, correct?
I think so, yes, because it explains the response variable of the body length.
Okay. Oh, good. I don't even have to rearrange
Sorry,
the column.
So I think you would select body length because the dependent variable is the body, because the length of the body depends on the head.
Yeah.
So I'm popping in after being gone for a little while. For number 12, would it be? Oh wait, the p-value is what we need. Would it be fail to reject the option, or fail to reject because the p-value is greater than a?
Yeah.
Okay. Just double checking.
And then for 13, we found it was.
Yeah, option 4.
Yeah.
Because it's if you reject the null, then what does that mean? And our our thing was that
It's equal to or not equal to 0.
Yeah. 14 would be the body length, right? Because they measured the head to predict body length.
Yeah, that's what we got was the dependent variable because the body length depends on the head length. So we actually put head length. Because they're measuring the head length to predict the body, so they're depending on the length of the head to predict what the body will be.
Wouldn't the dependent?
That's backwards.
Yeah. Wouldn't the dependent?
Oh, that's backwards. So it is body length.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the dependent variable is what you basically like the size of the head influences the size of the body. However, since they're not measuring the body, the head isn't influenced by anything else, but the body is. So.
Okay. So I got this backwards. Dang it! I hate being wrong.
And you're married? Ha 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 ha.
You're so savage.
Independent variables.
It's true though.
Yeah. Okay. So then for number 15, I got 0.443.
I have to reopen the quantitative inference procedures rather than just delete numbers. That just seems to go faster. So the head length is the explanatory, body length is the response. Meaning,
What did you get for it?
I got 0.443. I just took the high minus the low divided by 2.
Gotcha. Yeah. Let's see if I get the same thing.
let's see.
I did the low minus the high though, so that doesn't help.
So 8.143 minus 7.218 and then divide by 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
0.443.
Yep, that's what I got.
So wait, I'm lost here. Just for a second.
So
We're finding it for the slope B1, right?
Yeah.
so the confidence interval, the high is 8.103 and the low is 7.218. So 8.143 minus 7.218 gives us 0.885. And you divide that by 2.
Mine has a high of 1.135 and a low of 0.121. Why is my data?
Do you have any extra data in there?
No.
Is
I
your
erased it all.
explanatory start with 24 and your response start with 161?
My explanatory.
I have it the other way. I have it the other way. I have the explanatory 24 response 161. Yeah.
Hold up a second. We're doing body length first, right?
No.
Head length.
Is the explanatory. Is the X variable.
Dang it. Always putting things in there.
That's okay. Just think about it because like that's the length of the head is what explains how long the body is going to be.
Okay.
And the response variable is like, well, I'm responding to how big the head is, so this is how big the body's going to be.
Okay, yep. I got 0.442.
2.5, right?
2.4.
Is your low 7.218 and your high 8.103?
Yeah.
So 8.103 minus 7.218 equals 0.885. Divide that by 2.
I just selected the cells, so I just did equal sum, selected the upper, selected the lower, and divided that by 2.
Okay, because when I punch it into a calculator, I get 0.4425.
Yeah.
which would then round up to 0.443.
Okay. Yeah, because when I just select the cells, it gives me 0.4424. If I just select it in the Excel spreadsheet and subtract it that way, and just do it off to the side.
I think that's because it's using a more exact number rather than our calculator stuff.
I don't think it'll matter. I think they'd probably hopefully give us a little bit of the variance there.
Okay. So then number 16 is the 7.218 and 17 is the 8.103. And for number 18, I got number 1. We are 95% confident the confidence interval will contain the true value B1.
Well, hang on.
I can't tell you how valuable those. Do you remember that email I sent you guys with the 3 truths that my tutor gave me?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That has saved my bacon so many times.
Same here.
Okay. Jacob, do you want us to jump up to the top again and help you out here real quick?
Yeah, I finally got all my data inputted, and it looks like I've got everything you guys had on that stuff. Now I'm just going back through the first part.
Okay. Well,
And I can go through it too. It's not a big deal. If we want to if you guys have other stuff going on too, and we need to get cracking on talking about our group project and kind of figuring out, or did you guys already talk about that?
No, we haven't yet.
Okay.
We can go back through with it for you. I don't have much to do tonight, just this. So,
Sweet.
if you want, Taylor and Sandy, do you guys have other things, or do you want to? I can go through with Jacob after
We
we're
can
done.
pop through real fast either way. I mean, it's up to you guys.
Did you get, or has he submitted it yet?
Okay, let me all submit.
I can submit it. Okay.
Okay, mine's in process. Just one sec. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we missed.
Dang it.
Just number 12.
Okay, number 12 was
Failed to reject, which means it's the other failed to reject.
to make. Shoot, I already got rid of all that data.
That doesn't make what?
Oh, she's got the growl.
It's just so frustrating when I'm like, clearly that's the answer. It has to be. Then I email the teacher and say, I challenged this question. And he's like, Sandy, you're a dork. Look at this. This is why. I'm like, oh, okay.
So did you have an explanatory variable start with 4.34 and the response be start with 50? Is that the way it was? That one?
Yeah, because I believe it says in number, where is it? Hang on. I think it's number 6. Yeah, right before number 6 for the next 8 problems, blah, blah, blah. Use the confidence variable as the explanatory variable and the score variable as the response. So the 4.3 would be the X. And the Y variable will be starting with the 50.
Okay. Because if you do that, then we're creating a 95% confidence interval, right? That's what it says?
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
Well,
Wait a second. I think I know what we did. And we have done this before. We spent 10 minutes on a stupid freaking problem. We looked at the p-value and it says 3 point blah, 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 but it also has the E. So there's probably a crap load of zeros under there.
Yeah.
Wait. Where?
So in the p-value.
Oh. Yep, and then it says
I'm gonna put it as option 3.
Decimal 24 times to the left.
I'm going to put option 3 and resubmit it and see if I can get that right.
Okay. Yeah. Before. That sounds like us.
I know.
Yep, if you put option 3, you get the point.
Yay.
Okay. So then we're at 100% now.
Yeah.
Okay,
100%.
Jacob, now we can lead you correctly down to the right answers.
Now we know the truth for ourselves and can therefore teach it to you.
So what do you get for number 3, Jacob? I don't know if you remember much. If you remember all the reading.
Yeah, I was just looking
Too much
through it,
reading.
trying to remember. So because that's our backwards formula, right? So the B1 is going to be like your slope, and then B0 is the y-intercept in that equation. But I have no idea what the Nolan alternative hypotheses would be for B1.
So I just was thinking about it. If you think about it as the fact that we don't know what B0 and B1 are,
Mm-hmm.
then we're just going to make it equal to 0 because we don't have a number. And then for the alternative, we don't know whether we're trying to go for greater than or less than yet. It doesn't actually say. So just not equal to.
Okay, cool. That makes sense.
That's how I could remember it from the reading. That was my, I don't know what you'd call that, I guess, the deduction method. We'll call it the Sherlock Holmes deduction method.
Cool.
It's an awesome TV show, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
So that last one they made from like back in the 1800s, they go like way back in time. That's kind of creepy. That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so for number 6, we did the middle, right? The residual form a linear pattern.
No, we did the residuals are between negative 40
Okay.
and 25.
I couldn't
Yep.
remember. I know we talked about that forever, but
Uh-huh.
okay. And number 7
So-
was number 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So number 4. So remind me what a residual is. It's what's left over after doing the linear
Yeah.
regression.
Yeah. So once you put in the data, it's the leftover of what's between the X and the Y. So it's basically, from what I understand, it's basically X minus Y. Yeah.
Okay.
think. Yeah. So it's X minus Y. So yeah, it's the third option.
The difference between the
It's
observed
the
value
difference
Y
between
and
the
the value
observed value
predicted.
Y.
Okay.
Yep.
So then would number 5 be when residuals look normally distributed?
Yep.
Perfect. And then 6 was between negative 40 and 25. Number 7, QQ plus. So for number 7, are we using we're using the data from the math?
Yeah. From the math self-efficacy.
So we could say that they are normal because it's just a normal.
Yeah, they're really normal. It's kind of in a straightish line.
So was it fairly normal?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then 8, we just put in the best of our abilities. If you look at 3.5 in the book,
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, and 3 are really the only ones that we can even calculate. We can only even check. 4
Yeah.
and 5, we can't even check. Like, what the heck is up with that, by the way? So we just went with the first 3 since we can't even check the last 2.
Yeah. And then number 9 would be 12.695.
Yep.
And then the lower bound is going to be 10.674.
Yep.
And then the upper bound is 14.715.
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Then you already got 12 and up, right?
Yes, sir.
Then we changed 12 to number 3, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so. Maybe I didn't change 12 to number 3. Oh, I missed 13. What the heck did I
Yeah,
get
it says
wrong on
I had
13?
13 wrong too. Yeah,
What do we have for 13? I thought we put the first one.
I put the
I
sufficient
had
evidence to conclude the regression.
the last one. Number 4.
Yeah, I remember talking about this one, and I still put it wrong. That was, yep, my own stupid fault.
I did the same thing. So
We talked about it for like 5 minutes too. That's the funny thing. Okay, well, we can start going through the stuff we need to talk about for this other section,
Okay.
or for our assignment that we have to do for the group. Can't think of words right now.
I ended up doing mine in 2 different sections, like, because I couldn't, sit for that long with my kids and stuff. So we did like 15 minutes, and it was crazy how different the data was.
yeah,
And I loved like the wanting to learn and understand detail-oriented type person in me. It was like, well, it was raining on both days. They were both during the week. What the Walmart had done is taken the small carts and put a row of them in between the doors. As you come in, there's the enter door and the exit door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so the first time I went, there was a fairly good stack of those, and so people were taking them like crazy. And then the second time there was only 2, and so people would pass them to go get a big cart.
Huh.
So it was interesting because like the first time the data was 50-50, and the next time it was like 5 to 25. It was weird.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I have not seen it.
I had really bad data. It was like 75 to 8.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah. I don't know if yours looks similar to that, Taylor. I don't know what was up with that day.
Because I know that they were very, very, very short staffed.
Yeah, I like it. So what do we need to do for this next section? We need to, is it describe the data?
Yes. So I'll pull it up
Okay.
here.
Sorry, I'm just going back through and putting in the correct answers while we're talking.
Same here.
So just double checking, for number 13, we put the 4th option, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. I actually had exited out of it already.
It is number 4.
I just know
I've got it pulled up right here.
Okay. Just double checking. I know we discussed it for a long time and then I totally put the wrong one.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop the broadcast since we're moving on to the other topic. So.
Okay.